Yes, maybe we can prop it open with something and you can slide.
Whoa! Oh my god, what?
Is it getting bigger?
Stop it.
No, seriously, what's with that?
It's fine, Joel.
Does it hurt?
Joel, please. You're making me self-conscious.
I'm sorry, it's just a little bit startling.
Normal head, Joel. Can we just get back to the door things?
It's planetary.
Leave it.
It's gonna have its own area code soon.
Like most people, I liked the first season. I thought they did a great job. Season 2, I was skeptical on them not recasting Ellie and keeping Bella Ramsey as Ellie because it's supposed to take place 5 years into the future, but obviously Bella Ramsey in real life was not going to age that much in, the 2 years it took between seasons. So in the show, Ellie still looks exactly the same, but is supposed to be 5 years older. Also, Ellie still acts exactly the same.
When The Last of Us premiered, fans of the iconic video game series held their breath. It was one of the most beloved stories in modern gaming, and HBO had promised to do it justice. The first season had its highs and lows, but by the end, something was very clear. Ellie, one of the most emotionally complex characters in gaming history, had been changed, and not for the better. Bella Ramsey was handed the opportunity of a lifetime. She was given a character that millions of fans around the world already loved, a character with depth, trauma, strength, and nuance. But instead of embracing Ellie's spirit, Bella took the role in a completely different direction. And now, after months of criticism, falling ratings, and studio panic, HBO has made the decision: Bella Ramsey is out.
Joel, I think I found something.
Whoa!
What?
No, nothing. It's just your forehead seems bigger than last season.
I think I found a way through.
I'm sorry. That was acting. That's what that was. I don't really care what happens with this movie. I really hope her career is pretty much over. I'd be thrilled to see that. I can't imagine. I mean, Christian, you tell me.
Ellie still looks and acts like a 14-year-old from season 1, even though she's supposed to be 19.
The reason? According to multiple insiders, Bella's increasingly woke portrayal of Ellie and her constant off-screen commentary alienated fans, fractured the narrative, and turned what could have been a multi-season hit into a show on life support. And Bella's reaction? She's reportedly furious. Sources close to the production say Bella didn't just quietly accept HBO's decision, she lost it. Upon learning she wouldn't be returning for season 3, Bella allegedly sent a series of frantic messages to producers, demanding answers, accusing them of caving to trolls, and insisting that she had done everything right. But HBO saw things differently. From their perspective, Bella's version of Ellie wasn't connecting with the core audience, and worse, her off-screen activism was drawing more headlines than her performance. Fans had been raising concerns for months. Instead of focusing on Ellie's growth, survival instincts, and emotional scars, Bella leaned heavily into pushing modern themes that didn't reflect the original source material. Interviews often became lectures. Promotional appearances turned into political statements. And every time fans voiced concern, Bella brushed them off, labeling them outdated or narrow-minded. That kind of attitude only made things worse. By the time season 2 wrapped, the numbers told the story. Viewership had dropped significantly, engagement on social media had declined, and the fan base, once united in excitement, was now deeply divided. Instead of being a celebration of the game's legacy, The Last of Us had become a conversation about identity, ideology, and misrepresentation. And for HBO, a studio that thrives on audience loyalty, that was a huge problem. Behind the scenes, showrunners reportedly tried to rein things in, writers were asked to soften certain storylines, dialogue was rewritten to stay closer to the tone of the original game, but Bella resisted. She pushed back on changes, challenged creative direction, and made it clear that she saw herself as more than just a performer. She wanted to reshape the character in her own image. That didn't sit well with the writing team or the original creators, who felt that the heart of the story was being lost. And when producers finally decided to part ways, Bella didn't go quietly. Insiders say she was shocked, completely blindsided by the decision. She had been operating under the assumption that she was untouchable. In her eyes, she was the reason the show had made headlines, won awards, and stayed in the spotlight. But what she failed to realize is that the spotlight isn't always a good thing, especially when it's for the wrong reasons. After news of her firing broke, Bella reportedly reached out to former castmates demanding they speak up on her behalf, but none did. Not one co-star publicly defended her. Not one member of the crew voiced support. The silence spoke volumes, and fans noticed. Online threads erupted with speculation. Why didn't anyone back her up?
Like most people, I liked the first season. I thought they did a great job. Season 2, I was skeptical on them not recasting Ellie and keeping Bella Ramsey as Ellie because it's supposed to take place 5 years into the future, but obviously Bella Ramsey in real life was not going to age that much in, the 2 years it took between seasons. So in the show, Ellie still looks exactly the same, but is supposed to be 5 years older. Also, Ellie still acts exactly the same. For some reason, they made the decision for The Last of Us Season 2 to make Ellie dumb, to the point where she even says that she's stupid. Why?
One fan asked. Maybe they saw what we saw all along. Even her social media, once filled with bold statements and fan interactions, turned quiet. Posts were deleted, comments were disabled, and a once out loud presence suddenly went dark. It was a complete shift, and people began to wonder, was Bella finally realizing what went wrong? For many fans, the issue wasn't about her beliefs, it was about her priorities. They didn't tune in to hear lectures, they tuned in for a story about survival, love, and sacrifice. But week after week, the focus kept drifting. It felt like the show had stopped being about the world of The Last of Us and started being about Bella Ramsey. And for a character as iconic as Ellie, that kind of ego was hard to overlook. One longtime fan of the game summed it up best. Ellie was always strong, but she was never loud about it. She didn't need to make speeches, she just survived. Bella made her something else, something unrecognizable. HBO's decision to let Bella go was risky but necessary. They could have continued with her in the role and hoped fans would come around, but they didn't want to take that chance. The franchise was too important. The backlash had been too strong. And the performance, while praised by a handful of critics, simply didn't resonate with the audience that mattered most, the fans. Now, as HBO looks ahead to season 3, the question becomes, who will play Ellie? Rumors are swirling about a total recast, with new names being floated as potential replacements. The studio is reportedly focused on finding someone who understands the character, not just the talking points, someone who can deliver emotion, strength, vulnerability, and complexity without making it about themselves. Meanwhile, Bella is left picking up the pieces. Her attempts to defend her portrayal have fallen flat. Her fan base has shrunk, and even the media outlets that once championed her are starting to move on. There's a growing sense that the moment has passed, and that Bella Ramsey, once hailed as a breakout star, may have burned her biggest bridge. In the end, the fallout from her firing is a reminder to every young actor stepping into an established franchise: know the story, know the character, and above all, respect the audience, because once you lose that trust, it's incredibly hard to get it back. Bella Ramsey's story isn't over. She may find other roles, she may even rebuild her career, but her time as Ellie is done, and no amount of finger-pointing, social commentary, or posturing will change that. The fans have moved on, the studio has moved on, and now it's Bella's turn to decide what comes next.